The reason that many actors procrastinate when it comes to learning their lines is because they don't know where to begin. Unfortunately, this results in putting off the task until rehearsals begin. Then, they waste critical rehearsal time struggling with their lines when they should be making vital connections with the other actors. The good news is that this technique begins with a very easy process. However, for those who have never used the technique before, it may seem too easy. It's difficult to believe that anything so easy could deliver significant results. I can assure you that the results are indeed significant. But rather than take my word for it, make a leap of faith with our single line. Peace, Kent, come not between the dragon and his wrath. The reading phase requires that you read your line files from the script out loud 3 times in a pattern of 3. It's that simple. Anyone who can read can do this. All the reasons that you use to procrastinate don't apply. No matter how tired or how stressed you may be, there is nothing that prevents you from reading your lines off the page. What's even more gratifying, in the earliest stages of the work on your role, there is no more productive use of your time. The reason for this is that once you've read your line with the 3-3-3 pattern, out loud and accurately, it's memorized. The truth is, memorizing isn't difficult. It only requires that you place an accurate line file in your memory. Now, the key word here is accurate. The problem that most actors have is that they try to use the script as little as possible in the early stages of learning their lines. They buy into the misconception that the less they use their script, the sooner they'll memorize their lines. Instead, they create several inaccurate files and scatter them all over the desktop of their brain's memory. When they need to access their lines, they grab the first one that's available to them, if they can find one at all. In the reading phase, make no conscious attempt to memorize your lines. Simply read them directly from the page out loud while you're on your feet. Don't take your eyes off the script during the 3 readings of your lines, even if you're sure that you know what they are. Don't think of learning your lines as a mental process. Think of it as a physical process. You're acting. Preparing for a role requires that you employ your body, voice, and soul, as well as your mind. Each time you work on your lines, it should be a physical workout. Write down or print out your line, "Peace, Kent, come not between the dragon and his wrath." Place it somewhere where you can see it. The more physically and vocally involved you are in the accurate reading of your line, the more solid will be your line file. Take 5 or 10 minutes to warm up your body and voice before you begin your workout. You want your performance to be built on a strong breathing and circulatory foundation. Read your lines 3 times. Then, shake out and stretch. After this brief interval of a few seconds, engage in a second pattern of 3. Read the line 3 more times. After you have done this, take your eyes off the script and give yourself another short breather. Then, read the line 3 more times, completing the 3-3-3 pattern. Read your lines more slowly and louder than you would in a performance. This builds performance energy. Don't make realistic acting choices at this early stage. As you read each word, make discoveries of how the feel of the words create an emotional life of their own. Make a conscious effort to connect these feelings with the words. Actors often worry that they are overacting. This should not be a concern in the early stages of the process. In fact, this is when overacting is not only desirable, but required. It's where you learn where your boundaries are. When on the stage, our adrenaline takes over. The result is that we speak more rapidly than normal. I often tell actors that they're struggling with their lines because their talker is getting ahead of their thinker. If you deliver your lines more slowly in the initial process, you create a connection between what you are thinking and what you are saying, so that when the adrenaline kicks in on stage, both are in alignment. One more word of caution, and I can't stress this strongly enough. If you make a mistake as you read, don't stop to correct it. And whatever you do, if you make a mistake, do not stop and go to the beginning of the line and try it again. Keep your delivery moving forward until the entire line is delivered. This will be hard to resist. Unfortunately, it's a common practice for actors, and it's a practice that makes learning lines twice as difficult. I'll explain why in a later episode, but for now, make sure that all of your work moves forward. Strive for accuracy, but don't let an error stop you. Make a mental note of errors and correct them the next time that you read the line. Leave mistakes or unsatisfactory readings alone. Keep your eye on the page and have fun reading each word. Now it's time for you to try it. Write down the line, "Peace, Kent, come not between the dragon and his wrath." Following the standards outlined in this episode, take the line through the 3-3-3 pattern. After you've done that, go to the next episode to learn the requirements for the accessing phase. Have a lively session. I'll catch you in the next episode.